Children of Yemen, we want to go back to school but our legs is amputated. If suffering has an address, it is probably Al-Rashid Street in the city of Taiz, Yemen, which is surrounded by thousands Houthi rebels. In this narrow street with half-ruined houses, children have no escape from this endless war, a war that the world has turned away from.
De nombreux secouristes arrivent sur
Some human rights organizations said that the use of children under the age of 15 in the war and the establishment of barracks and military training centers for students in the areas under the control of Yemen's Houthis has increased, and the Houthis forced these children to participate in military parades. Participate in a statement. The Yemeni human rights organization Mayan said that the Houthis have built new barracks and military training centers for children in order to send thousands of children to these places and then force them to join this group and participate in the conflict fronts. The increase in the presence of children in the war in the areas under the control of the Houthis has entered a new and dangerous phase, and this action is a gross violation of children's rights and destroys the many years of international efforts to prevent child soldiers in Yemen. Mayan pointed out that the Houthis forced dozens of child soldiers to participate in military shows, and Muhammad Ali Houthi, the cousin of the leader of the Houthis, was also present at this event, known as the end of free military courses. This military ceremony was held in one of the squares of Sahar city in Sada province. This area is the main base of the Houthis. Tens of thousands of Yemeni children have been participating in the war since October after graduating from the free military courses of the Houthis. These military training courses are held in the areas controlled by the Houthis. Houthis have forced several thousand children to participate in summer training courses in order to participate in the war as a reserve force. These children receive military training and prepare for combat operations. Recruitment step by step with temptation. Houthis attract children in their control areas with various methods and tools. This procedure is carried out step by step with deception, brainwashing, kidnapping, and taking advantage of the poor living conditions of the families. It is really unfortunate that the Houthis publicly refer to child soldiers as a heroic act in order to defend the homeland. In the name of religion, Yemeni children are abused and given weapons to children, and taught them the ways of untimely death. We have a recorded case of a child who was sent to the army by the Houthis and managed to escape from the Houthis after being sent to the front lines of the war fronts. Several million Yemeni children are deprived of the right to education due to the war and schools are regularly attacked. More than 400 cases of attacks on schools in different regions of Yemen have been recorded in the last 4 years. Houthis sent children to the war fronts claiming to fight in Palestine under the pretext of the Gaza war and the American airstrikes on their positions, but in reality these children are fighting government forces on the fronts. They go to Marib and Taiz. These child soldiers are less than 13 years old who are sent by the Houthis to the conflict areas. Child soldiers have increased in recent weeks. The Houthis use the Palestinian issue as a tool to force children to participate in the war in Yemen. The Houthis should use the resources at their disposal to meet the basic needs of children in the controlled areas and provide good educational services and water and food to the children instead of ruining their future in the war. Houthis indoctrinate children that they will fight for the liberation of Palestine, but in the end they send these children to the front lines in Marib and Taiz. Thousands of Yemeni children have been deprived of their smallest rights, which are education and a peaceful life, due to the selfishness and power-seeking of the rogue leaders of the Houthis. Some of these children who are in the Yemeni Houthi army will either be killed or injured. If they are lucky and survive, they will have no hope to continue living because they have nothing to live for. And here I have to say, long live America. Peace be upon Israel. And long live civilization. Thanks for staying with us until the end of the video. I wish you all a happy and successful life.